Have you ever used an online form and become really annoyed when all of the contents of the controls disappeared after a postback? This is the problem that ViewState elegantly solves. In this lesson, you'll see ViewState in action and also discover how you can use ViewState to store values of your own. To begin, open the C# test sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open ViewStateTest.aspx in Design View. You can see that there is a label control, 2 button controls, and a text box control on this page. Now you're going to see ViewState in action. View ViewStateTest.aspx in your browser. And click the Change Text button. The label at the top of the screen changes to say Text Changed. Now click the Just Post Back button, and the label continues to say Text Changed even after the page is posted back. The state of the label control has been maintained thanks to ViewState. Now you're going to examine the hidden data that's used by ViewState. As you've done before, view the source of the page by right-clicking in Internet Explorer and clicking View Source from the shortcut menu. Near the top of the page, you can see an Input tag with a name property of ViewState. This contains all of the ViewState data. It looks like nonsense because it's encrypted, but it is easy to decrypt using tools available on the internet, so don't rely on it to be secure. Now you're going to disable ViewState and see the difference. Close your web browser and return to ViewStateTest.aspx. Now select the label control at the top of the page and set its Enable ViewState property to false. Now view the page in your browser again. Click the Change Text button, and the text changes just as it did before. Now click the Just Post Back button, and this time the state of the label control isn't maintained by ViewState, so the text reverts to its original value. You might expect ViewState to store the state of all of your controls, but many controls use control state instead. Most controls that contain information that is input by the person visiting the page will automatically store their state in control state, regardless of whether ViewState is enabled or not. Control state is similar to ViewState, but can't be switched off. If you want to see control state in action, try putting some text into the text box on this page, and you'll notice that the text persists even after a postback. Don't worry too much about switching off ViewState, as ASP.NET will only use it if it isn't already storing the state in control state. Generally, you should only need to worry about ViewState if you are setting the properties of controls using C# code. Finally, you're going to manually store a value in ViewState. As well as letting ASP.NET store the values of controls in ViewState, you can also use ViewState to store values of your own. Close your web browser and open the code behind file of viewstatetest.aspx. Now add the following code to the page load event handler. ViewState myText equals hello world. This code will store the text hello world in ViewState next to a key of myText. This key is used to retrieve the text from ViewState. Now remove the code from the button Change Text Click event handler and replace it with label text.text equals ViewState myText.toString. This code sets the text property of the label text control to the value that you stored under myText in ViewState. Now view the page in your browser again and click Change Text. The text Hello World is retrieved from ViewState and displayed in the label control. Storing values in ViewState is useful when you have a value that you need to keep after a postback, but don't want to put it in a visible control on the page. Close your web browser now and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 3.9. Work with ViewState.